So what is going on, guys, and welcome to a more ZTHSE 02 speaking English episode. And guys, in this video I'm gonna share with you some interesting podcasts that I have found and that I was listening to. And if you like futuristic futuristic stuff and technological stuff and sci-fi and artificial intelligence stuff, you probably will like this podcast. Alright, so the first one is Note to Self, which is a very interesting podcast for me, who, who is about robots and artificial intelligence stuffs. And I'm showing the episodes that I already have listened to, and there is no off. The record was a very interesting episode, and as you guys can see, these episodes are not so long. um 19 minutes for a podcast is very short, very small actually. And another podcast that I very recently have discovered, and it is a very interesting podcast who talks about future. What will be like if in the future um, there is no there's no real news, which is this podcast talk about extra. And as you guys can see, this week we travel to a future where there is so much fake news that nobody can tell what is real anymore. I'm sorry for my bad reading. And yeah, it is a very interesting podcast. um in every week there is some episode and um, in which persons talks about possible or not so possible futures. I'm here in my history, and as you guys can see, I have listened to a lot of Note to Self episodes, and I have listened to some code breaker, which is a podcast about programming and code stuff. And I don't have like this podcast too much. As you guys can see, I only have listened to 20 23% of this episode, and this episode was really boring for me. There are some podcasts that I already have listened to, and as you guys can see, I have listened to a lot of flash forward episodes because are very interesting for me. For example, the empathy machine. Imagine that there are a machine that can make all human beings feel empathy of the other persons. So it is this is very interesting for me. The subject about it, I like it a lot. And yeah, you if you want to describe um interesting podcasts that you want to listen to, yeah, interesting podcasts, you can search here for different a lot of different subjects. So for example, technology and TV and film. Yeah, all of this you can find out some very interesting podcasts. I think that that's it, guys, for today's episode. I hope you have liked this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you so, leave your thumbs up, please, and leave a comment down below. If you know some podcasts, please let me know in the comments which podcasts are you guys listening to. And if you don't listen any podcast, no problem. If you don't like podcasts, no problem. But I do like podcasts. I think that it is a very nice. Yeah, I think that it is nice to listen to podcasts. And if you guys If you guys know some podcasts that I didn't know, that I don't know, you guys please tell me in the comments. And yeah, that's it. Hope you have enjoyed. See you tomorrow in the next ZTHSE Speaking English episode.